Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to create database record for Elementor form submission. I am an owner of a business and I want to collect my customers' data with the help of form submission, and I have created a form with the help of Elementor. What I want is that every time a new form submission is done in my Elementor, automatically a record should be created of that form submission in my database. For that, we have to create an automation between Elementor and database with the help of Pabbly Connect. In Pabbly Connect, to start an automation process, we need trigger and action. In this process, my trigger application is going to be Elementor and my action application is going to be database. If you want to learn how to do this automation, then let me take you all to my screen.
In this video, we are going to learn how to create database record for Elementor form submission. So I have created a form with the help of Elementor form from which I'm collecting my customers' details. And I want that every time a form submission is done with the help of Elementor form, automatically all the details of the form submission should be transferred into my database and a record should be created. For that, we are going to create an automation between Elementor and database with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect, and we are going to sign in to our account. If you are a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After that, you can see the All Apps window of Pabbly in front of you, in which you can see the 5 functions of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on Access Now. Then on a new tab, you can see the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. To start an automation process, we need to create a workflow. For that, we are going to click on the top right corner button, that is Create Workflow. Then a new dialog box will open in front of you, which is asking for a workflow name. So I'm going to give a name to my workflow as database record for Elementor form submission. After giving a name to our workflow, we need to select a folder. On the left side of my screen, as you can see, I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account. So I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, we have to click over here and a drop down will appear, and I want to save this workflow in a database automation folder. So I'm going to select it. After that, I'm going to click on Create to create our workflow. A workflow is created in the name of database record for Elementor form submission, and there are 2 windows in front of us. One says trigger, another says action. Trigger and action are the 2 most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these 2 steps. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. Over here, trigger sends a command and action is going to follow the command. That means in an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but various action steps. So firstly, we are going to set up our trigger step. For that, we have to click on this arrow right over here, and it is asking for us to choose our trigger application. As in the introduction, I've already told you that the trigger application is going to be Elementor, so I'm going to select Elementor. After that, for the trigger event, we are going to select our trigger event as new form submission. After that, you can see a webhook URL is provided to us by Pabbly Connect, and we have to follow all these steps given here below to connect Pabbly Connect with Elementor. So I'm going to tell you how are we going to connect Elementor with Pabbly Connect. For that, we are going to open the form that we have created with the help of Elementor. As you can see, this is the form that I've created with the help of Elementor, and I want to connect my account with Pabbly Connect. For that, what we are going to do is, over here on the left side of my screen, you can see there are multiple information given right over here, in which we are going to select on actions after submit. So we are going to click on it, and after clicking on it, over here as you can see, it says webhook. We are going to click on webhook. Then over here you can see it is asking for a webhook URL. So we are going to copy the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. So we are going to paste it right over here, and it will help us to connect Elementor with Pabbly Connect. For that, I'm going to copy this unique webhook URL from here, and I'm going to paste it right over here. So after pasting the webhook URL, we are going to click on update right over here. So after clicking on update, what we are going to do is I'm going to go back. So as you can see, this is the main page of my form that I've created in the name of contact form. And over here on the right side of my screen, we have to click on update. After that, as you can see, we have updated our form that we have created. So I'm going to open my Pabbly Connect, and over here, as you can see, it is saying waiting for webhook response. So what we are going to do is we are going to submit a new form submission with the help of the form that we have created out of Elementor Forms. I'm going to submit in a test submission with the help of the form that we have created. For that, we are going to open this page, and after that, we have to click on this link right over here. So as you can see, this is the form that I've created, and now I'm going to submit in a test response. Firstly, for the first name, I'm going to write it as test. For the last name as account. For the email as testaccount@pablitudes.com. And lastly, for the mobile number, a dummy mobile number. So as you can see, this is a dummy mobile number right over here. So I filled all the details in this form. After that, I'm going to click on submit to submit this form. Over here, you can see it says your submission was successful. Now I'm going to go back to my Pabbly Connect, and I'm going to check whether response is captured by Pabbly Connect or not. For that, I'm going to open my Pabbly Connect account. And yes, as you can see, a response is captured by Pabbly Connect. For the first name, it says test, last name as account, a dummy mobile number, and email as testaccount@pablitudes.com. That means we have successfully connected Elementor with Pabbly Connect. After that, we are going to set up our action step. For setting up our action step, we have to click on this arrow right over here, and as it is asking for us to choose our action application. In the introduction, I've already told you that our action application is going to be database. So I'm going to select database. After that, for our action event, I'm going to select our action event as create record. That means every time a new form submission is done with the help of Elementor and Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. Automatically with the response, a record should be created in my database. After selecting our action application and action event, we are going to click on connect to connect Pabbly Connect with database. A new window will then appear in front of us, on which we are going to click on add new connection. But if you have an existing connection, you can choose this option. After that, it is asking for the app ID, app key, and app secret. So from where are we going to get all this information? It is mentioned right here below. It says enter the app ID from your database account. To obtain the app ID, log in into your database account, navigate to settings section, proceed to API keys, and click on the generate new key button. So I'm going to open my database account. As you can see, this is my database account, and on the left side of my screen, you can see there are multiple options right over here, on which we are going to click on settings. Then you can see over here there are multiple options from which we are going to click on API keys. After we click on API keys, you can see over here API key is given. So we are going to click over here. And over here you can find all of this information. Firstly, for the app ID, I'm going to copy this from here and I'm going to paste it right over here. After that, for the app key, I'm going to copy this from here and I'm going to paste it right over here. After that, for the app secret, I'm going to click over here on reveal live key, and then I'm going to copy this from here and I'm going to paste it right over here. After filling all the details, we are going to click on save. So as you can see, we have successfully connected database with Pabbly Connect. After that, it is asking for us to select our table ID. So in my database, if I'm going to go back to my data builder, so this is the table that I've created with the help of database, and I want that in this table all the details of the form submission should be recorded. For that, I'm going to select my table ID as customer details. After that, it is asking for the first name, last name, email, and phone. So in my database, as you can see, I've created fields for the first name, last name, email, and phone, and I want that all the details of my form submission should be recorded within these fields. So what we are going to do is we are going to map the data for it. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So how are we going to map the data? We have to click right over here, and as you can see, this is response from a previous trigger step. So we are going to map the data from a previous trigger step. For that, we have to click on this arrow right over here, and as it is asking for the first name, so I'm going to map the data for the first name. After mapping, this data over here is become dynamic. That means every time a new response is captured in our trigger step, automatically the response over here will be updated according to the new captured response. After that, it is asking for the last name. We are going to map the data again. For that, we have to click right over here. We have to click on this arrow right over here, and as we want the data for the last name, we are going to map the data for the last name. After that, it is asking for email. We are going to follow the same steps. We are going to click over here, click on this arrow, and as we want the data for the email, I am going to map the data for the email. And lastly, for the phone, we are going to follow the same steps. We are going to click over here, click on this arrow right over here. As we want the data for the phone, I'm going to map the data for him. Now after mapping all the data, all these data has become dynamic and it will be updated according to the new response that will be captured in our trigger step. After filling all the details, we are going to click on save and send test request. Over here, as you can see, it says the record has been successfully saved. So now I'm going to open my database account and I'm going to check whether in the table that I've created, all the data is recorded from the new form submission with the help of Elementor or not. For that, I'm going to open my database. I'm going to click on refresh. And yes, as you can see over here, a record is created. For the first name, it says test. For the last name as account. For the email as testaccount@pablitudes.com. And lastly, for the phone number, a dummy mobile number. That means you have successfully connected Elementor's form with database. So now I'm going to submit another new form submission with the help of form that we have created out of Elementor. And we are going to check whether the record of that form submission is created in our database or not. For that, I'm going to open my form that I've created. So this is the form that I've created with the help of Elementor, and now I'm going to fill all the details that this form is asking for. So I have filled all the details. For the first name as demo, last name as user, email as demouser@pablitudes.com, and lastly for the mobile number, a dummy mobile number. After filling all the details, I'm going to click on submit to submit this form. And as you can see over here, it says your submission was successful. So now I'm going to open my database and I'm going to check whether in my table a record is created or not. For that, I'm going to open my database. I'm going to click on refresh. As you can see, a new record is created in our database. For the first name, it says demo. For the last name as user. For the email as demouser@pablitudes.com. For the phone number, a dummy mobile number. That means we have successfully connected Elementor with database. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I have created a form with the help of Elementor form and I am collecting my customers' details with the help of this form, and I want that every time a new form submission is done with the help of Elementor form, automatically all the details of that form submission should be transferred into my database and a new record should be created. For that, we have created an automation with the help of Pabbly Connect. For our trigger step, we have taken our trigger application as Elementor and a trigger event as new form submission. That means every time a new form submission is done with the help of form that we have created out of Elementor form, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. After that, we have set up our action step. For our action application, we have taken it as database, and for our action event as create record. That means every time a response is captured in a trigger step from the form submission that is done from Elementor form, automatically a record should be created out of that response in our database. So this is how we create an automation between Elementor and database. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions and doubts, and please share this video.
So not just with these applications, you can automate more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any doubt, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask us queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any questions regarding the Pabbly Connect pricing, you can check out this link. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel.